My name is Timur Mironov. I'm a senior at Keene University and I'm studying communications, media, and film while also minoring in theater. I'm from Yakutsk, Russia. Yakutsk is a capital of our republic. It's called Sakha Republic. It is actually considered the biggest republic in the world, I believe. I hope. Because, the Russian territory is so big, so our republic is big too. And in our republic, we have our own language or localized language, dialect, you would say, which is closer to Turkish, Kazakh language. It's in the same family. However, it is different and it is very localized. You won't hear it anywhere else. Growing up in Russia is definitely a lot different than growing up here. The culture is way different. And like almost everything is different, basically. Like the education is way more strict and unforgiving. I know that mental health is not as prominent in Russia as I noticed here. I noticed like the first thing I noticed here was mental health is one of the top priorities for people here, and in Russia is like not even mentioned. But I felt like I was growing up pretty good compared to other Russian population, because I had very loving parents and a loving family.
Тимур, Тимур очень солнечный мальчик, потому что он просыпался всегда с радостью. У меня же как бы 4 детей, и у меня есть с чем сравнить. Поэтому вот Тимур, когда маленький был, он просыпался, он сразу прямо вот он счастливый, что появился в этот свет, потому что он даже мимо проходящие люди всегда улыбались, потому что он всем дарил улыбку, когда вот маленький был.
Hi,
Oh,
how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Oh, it's fine, yeah. Hey, all right, cool. All right, who am I talking to? What's up, guys?
This is also Matt. I'm Maria. I'm gonna be interviewing you today.
Hi, nice
my
to
God.
meet
Let me see the resemblance.
you. Well, we are brothers after all, huh?
We'll only need like 30 minutes of your time.
Yeah, if even, it's probably gonna be more like funny or something. It depends how much you want to talk about this guy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can call me if you want.
Well, I don't think I can because I have to use PG, right? So I'll try to be nice, but I might embarrass you. We'll see.
You know, embarrass him. Give us some like cringy childhood story.
Oh no, he knows
Tim,
a lot of
Tim and his awkward age. You have some dirt on him, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. Well, it depends on your questions. So you'll have to be a little bit more specific because it's like I feel like I'm forgetting everything in the past like 2 years. So I'll have to unearth something my core memory.
My reason to come to the United States was actually education and the film industry, because I knew the film industry is the best in America. I felt like being in America felt like, I guess, land of opportunity, as people say, and I didn't see any opportunities back home.
Я помню, как Тимур первый раз, когда уезжал из дома, как он волновался очень сильно, что были ли такие моменты. Даже Тимур, ты же очень сильно волновался в тот момент. И я тоже немножко заволновалась, потому что, я такой человек, что я думаю, ты когда ехал в Нью-Йорк, в Америку именно, у тебя все равно уже была за спиной какая-то практика ездить по другим странам. Поэтому мы же немало стран как бы поездили вместе с семьей. И это тоже помогает адаптироваться в другой стране легче. Ну и я не боялась, потому что я знала, что ты очень коммуникабельный и себе обязательно найдешь друзей.
Our family did a little bit better than people in our immediate area because our dad was a banker and kind of held it down. He was a very good, smart man, and he worked a lot. So we had, I think, more opportunities to educate ourselves and kind of live a slightly better life. But at the end of the day, you still live in the same town. So how much of a better life can you really have other than immediate amenities in your house maybe? But like, uh, we went to the same schools. We kind of talked to the same people, obviously, and yeah. I mean, specifically about Russia, I guess I don't know because I think now that we're old, now that we're both in our 20s, we're still brothers, but I think we're different people in the sense that I think Timur is a better people person, for example. So I think my view of what it was like growing up is different from what it was like for him. Because from what I remember, he always had friends. For example, he would always go, and he definitely was more outdoorsy than I am. So he would like play basketball with his friends, a lot of basketball actually. And he was cool. He had a skateboard, and like he would pull all the older skateboard girls in the park because he was this little cute kid with a skateboard just doing tricks. And they would be like, "Oh, he's so cute! Oh, look at him! Let's talk to him." And I'll be like, "Hey, I'm here too."
Right after I finished my basically Russian SAT, I was thinking, okay, where do I want to go? What do I want to do with my future? Because if I'm not studying after high school, it's mandatory army, which I didn't want to do. So at first, I wanted to apply to Canada, and I was looking for Canadian schools, and I thought Canada because it was a neutral country. They don't have a problem with Russians. They don't have a problem with Americans. So I was like, this is a perfect country for me. And I passed a specialized English tests back home. However, unfortunately, I never got accepted to Canadian schools, and I was kind of slowly panicking and getting worried. However, my older brother gave me a very intelligent tip. He said, you can just apply for a language school in America, and while you're in language school, you can look for schools there in person. I'm like, wow, you're a genius. That's great. I told my mom that right away, and she was like, yep, let's do that. In Russia, being artsy is kind of frowned upon and not respected. So I never kind of was very public about, oh, I want to be a filmographer or something. I was just keeping to myself about that. So I was applying to business schools. And one business school in Wall Street, or around Wall Street, was almost ready to accept me. Was almost ready. They just wanted my answer because I had a tour of the school, their programs, how everything works, and that sounded fine to me. And I told my mom, hey mom, I think I found the school I want to go. And she told me, well, that school is a little bit small without a campus. Try to find something with a campus, like try to have a full American college experience. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. So I kept on looking, and one of my friends told me, there is one school I know, Keene University. They're still accepting because their deadline for acceptance was a bit more forgiving than the rest of the schools. I researched it. I went on a couple of tours, did all my documents, passed the SAT, and here I am.
One time I got called up 4 a.m. I got called up for people wanted to bring in a guest at 4 a.m. and they were not allowed to do that. So I'm like, okay, I'll be right down to figure it out. But it was 4 a.m. so I was very tired. However, I come out of my room and I see that my resident is being stretched out by the ambulance. and I was not notified for some reason. However, I should have been notified right away if EMT or police is in the premises. But the security guard called me about a guest issue, and the security guard was like, "Oh, like I'm sorry, but I didn't know." So I'm like, okay, so I had to deal with all of that at 4 a.m. and write a report. Being an RA was very time consuming, I would say, and kind of stressful because we have a lot of responsibilities and duties we have to do, and they keep telling us to do new stuff, like bulletin boards. We have to do bulletin boards, door decks on each doors for everyone. We have to inspect everyone's room every month, and so we also have to handle any issues roommates have. Like if they're gonna have an issue together, I have to resolve it. I'm the one who's resolving it, and like the mediator basically. So handling it with class was a bit tough, I would say. Most of the time I wouldn't have free time to do anything, so I would just class, work, class, work, class, work. But I needed a place to stay, so at least they provided free housing, so that was nice.
The whole visa situation was very, very complicated, time consuming, stressful, because there's so many documents involved, so many meetings with the American embassy in Russia. And my first time, I actually went alone to the embassy. I thought my mom would accompany me, but my mom said, "You're 18, you can go there." It was in a different city, so I flew in there. It's called Vladivostok. It's more in Asian side of Russia. And the American embassy, the whole process was very stressful. My heart was beating so fast because there is an interview section of the visa for visa applying, and like if you say something they don't want to hear, they're gonna deny you easily. Like they're gonna ask, so what is your, like, why do you want to study in America? If you're gonna answer, oh, I want to study there and live there, no, they're not gonna give it to you. They don't want people leaving. They want people being educated and coming back, I guess. So I said that I'm going there to get an education, a proper education, and come back to my hometown and help out my mother with her business, which is a lie, unfortunately.
I left when I was 16. I was sent to study to England. That was a disaster that didn't end well, but that's a different story. But like I guess I was there and I was back a few times. The longest I've been back since then, since I was 16, was for a year. And I think that happened 2 times in my life. So I guess from 16 to I'm 27 now, I haven't been in Russia for longer than maybe 2 years. All those other years, I mean, I spent outside. So, yeah, I guess when I was gone, he had to be like the older brother because I wasn't there anymore. And he's I I mean, we still talk obviously and hang out. And when I would come, like for summer breaks and whatnot, we'd always hang out, especially then because uh once we got older, obviously our mental ages kind of collided. So we could actually just hang, not as siblings, but just friends, obviously. And that was a great time because we would just hang and talk stupid things, I guess, how just hang and be friends, which was very nice. I miss that actually a lot about us. So, so hopefully we will reunite soon and just, be back to doing whatever we're doing, just older, I guess. Last time I saw him was, oh man, was it? Is Timur here? Can I? Wait, was it at my wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when I was 22. I'm 27 now. It's been 5 years. Yeah, that's I haven't thought about it in a while. It feels like it's been 2 years. But like, you keep living your life And then you kind of look back and oh no, it's not 2 anymore, it's 5. He's almost done with like college and university, and he's an adult now. It's crazy. It's 5 years. Wow, I didn't really think about it that way. Yeah, that's a whole stage of someone's life. Just it's yeah, it's we've this is how we've been communicating pretty much, just hanging like this. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I would like to reunite with him in some capacity. I mean, I'm kind of tired of being a refugee all the time, I guess, just being an immigrant everywhere I go. It's kind of getting heavy. I don't want to. But yeah. Of course, I would love to see him. Yeah, I miss him a lot.
The last time I've seen my family was almost a year ago. However, before that year ago, I haven't seen them in almost 3 years. So it's been tough not seeing my family and being alone here. That's when I was getting a bit depressed and kind of lonely. Even though I had friends to support me, I didn't have family to support me. And having my mom over the phone is not the same having my mom in person, you know. And it was very nice to see my family every time they come here. However, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because of political situations. Russia is not even giving out visas anymore to America. So last year was basically the last time in a long time I would probably see my mom in person. After I graduate, my student visa basically ceases to exist. That I need to go back to my country. Unless I find an internship that is willing to give me a work visa. Or there is also called OPT. I'm not sure how what is the long version of it, but it's OPNT. It's like a 1 year basically probation work, and then you can get a work visa. I hope that happens. I hope I can get a job in the industry. I just need my foot in the door, and I'll handle the rest.
Я действительно горда тем, что ты ищешь и находишь себя. То есть ты настаиваешь на своем. Вот это вот очень важно. Не под кого-то прогибаться или, бывает такое, да, что прогибается под кого-то, а потом страдает всю жизнь. Так что я думаю, я горжусь именно тем, что ты такой вот самодостаточный молодой человек уже.
What time?
I just want to have a stable life. I want to have a happy life. I'm so tired dealing with all the visa documents. I just want to have a future that is more or less safe, or like I know what's happening, and not like every semester is something new I have to deal with, because it's been like that for me ever since I got here. My dream would be directing, probably making my own movie or something like that. Being a big name in the industry, at least. Being recognized for my work, for who I am. I feel like people say that I'm very brave and you're very brave, and no, you're very good because you were able to come here alone. I wasn't able to come here. Factually, yes, I came here alone, but throughout this process, I had so many people helping me, which I'm so grateful for. And I believe if you're an American and wants to study somewhere else, try your best and seek help, or seek people who are trying to help you, at least, And I hope I graduate this semester and everything will be fine with me, and that I will be able to stay here.